Hello, welcome to the fourth house with me, Mamita, and today I wanted to talk about the asteroid Valentine, just in time for Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine is one of the asteroids that you can work with in synastry relationship astrology charts. So synastry is the astrology of relationships. You take two natal charts with each other and you overlay them on top of each other, and you see the type of aspects that are being shot at each other, and you also see where the planets line up in each other's houses, and you get a lot of interesting information about the dynamic of a relationship between two people. So it's really fun to work with. If you haven't done so already, I really recommend it. I am fascinated by synastry, not only with romantic partnerships, but with also with families and also with friends and things like that, and business partnerships. So synastry, you can take the asteroid Valentine and see how that person in a romantic partnership, we're talking about romantic partnerships here, in a romantic partnership, how the asteroids connect, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they fall in interesting houses and sometimes they don't fall in such exciting houses, but usually with the asteroid Valentine, you will see between people who really have a deep love for each other, romantic love, you will see connections there. So a little bit first about the asteroid Valentine. It is number 444, is the number of the asteroid, and if you are an astro.comer, you can go out into the, I think it's called extended charts, and you can kind of add at the bottom, you can add asteroids into your charts that you work with, and so that the number for this one would be 447. And so Valentine is an asteroid of pure, unconditional, romantic, self-sacrificing love. It's usually the type of love we feel for that person that we consider the one, the person that we feel is a soulmate to us, or a twin flame, someone that we really have this undying, burning love for. And in a lot of ways, this asteroid is compared to Venus and Pisces because there's a lot of similarities with the unconditional love. But when we talk about Venus, Venus is about love. It is the planet of love. It is ruled by Aphrodite, the goddess of love, but she is broader on the spectrum because she also represents finances and pleasures and luxuries and arts and things like that. So when we work with asteroids, we can kind of fine tune our readings a little bit, and usually asteroids will support what's already being said in the main natal reading with the main planets, but asteroids will kind of emphasize certain parts, so we can really get a clarity on a natal chart or a synastry chart. So if you want to work with a love asteroid, I have had a lot of experience with Valentine, and I have found a lot of good stuff there, whereas some other asteroids, they might just color the relationship. This one will really show you how two people will feel about each other, more so than other ones that I've experimented with. So Valentine and synastry, I've seen it work in many different ways, but the strongest will be the conjunctions. And conjunctions mean that when you're pulling it up in the chart, it'll say Valentine, and I'll have a little line next to it pointing at what degree it is in the chart. And if there is a conjunction with someone else's, it'll be on the opposite of that line, but it'll be its own little marker, and it'll be very close to a planet. And what we really want to see here are conjunctions that's right next to each other with the luminaries. And the luminaries are the sun and the moon. They're called the luminaries because they kind of reflect and glow light. So the sun is our main star, it's our main ego, it's our main soul. And the sun is and the moon is our emotional nature. So those those two are really, really important in astrology in general, just because they really represent who we are, and the other planets will kind of just give more information or filters through those two particular channels. So when we have Valentine in a synastry chart conjunct someone's sun or moon, we're really gonna find a person that is deeply in love with the other person, either their soul or their emotional nature. They really have a deep love and connection for them there. I've also seen it with aspects. I've seen it with Mars a lot actually coming up, because Mars is very similar to the sun, where it kind of explains our energetic force, our chi, and the energy that we kind of draw out there. It's the way our action is, and the kind of what we push forward. So I see it coming through a lot with Mars as well. People in love with someone's energy, right? I've seen it also, obviously, Valentine making aspects to Venus. That's always a lovely one, and that one's kind of more straightforward there, right? Venus is love, so there will be a definite fascination with that person's beauty, or their the way they present themselves in their luxurious, pleasurable nature. And I've also seen it even times with Mercury, people in love with each other's minds and things like that. So, you know, I think the strongest one definitely is the conjunction, but I've seen it in trines and sextiles, and I've even seen it in squares. Not so much with oppositions, but that's just with the charts that I've seen, so I'm sure it's out there. But let me know if you've done work with this asteroid and what you found, or if you are interested in kind of working with this asteroid. Once again, go into astro.com, which is usually what I work with, and into the extended charts, and then down at the bottom of that you can add asteroids, and it's number 447, and then kind of put up on the top you have 2 slots where you can work with for names of 2 different charts, and then make sure you put in the type of chart that you put on synastry charts. And I usually pick the first one. There's 2 different types of synastry, and it's just the style in which you want to read it. I think the first one's the easiest to read personally, but this is how you can kind of get a hold on your relationships. And if you feel like you really have a deep connection with somebody, see if Valentine is there and what type of aspects it's making to to the other person, or if it's making any great conjunctions. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day, and thank you for watching the 4th house with me, Mamita.